network. What are you up to? What are you up to?
Nothing. The network is just disturbing.
No, the network is fine now. Oh God, welcome everybody. I'm hoping to see the following people online. I'm hoping to see King Marvel. I'm hoping to see Jide. I'm hoping to see Biola. I'm hoping to see Ocean Gate. Marigold, thank you for joining. I'm hoping to see all these guys. Top skills to learn from. What is it? What is it?
Nothing.
I hope you will not feel lonely. My sister, long time. Good evening. How is it going? How are you? It's been a while, oh. It's been a while, my sister. How is the family? I hope you're doing good. Thank you for sharing the video. Thank you for liking it. Guys, please share the video, like it. I'm about to begin a series called Top Skills to Learn From. But I want to lay the foundation. I want to lay the foundation for this series. How is business? I hope everything is fine. Thank you for the rose, Olatunde. Top skills to learn from. Good evening, my brother. Very well, yeah, we thank God. Well done. So, sexy, chubby queen, good evening. Are you okay?
Yes.
You want to sleep?
No.
You just snap into that place where you look like you're sad. So I have to always call you back to reality. So top skills to learn from. Let's start by, because this is the truth is, whatever skill you learn. Good evening. Tomomewo Ayodele Samuel, good evening. Lincoln, good evening. Eukaria, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Whatever skill you develop or learn, whatever product or service you create, they are definitely, good evening, boy Aladiran. Thank you so much, my brother. So whatever skills that you are planning to learn, or that you have learned, whatever product or service that you offer, that you have developed, for you to make any progress, any tangible progress, or to get any tangible reward from it, it must be people oriented. Thank you for WFJB Gold. Thank you for the likes. They must be people what? People oriented. Because business, great mind, good evening. Business is about solving problems. Business is about solving problems. Business, I repeat, is about solving problems. So the first motivation for creating an idea, your first motivation for developing a product or a service must be to solve a problem. Lincoln Travels, good evening. This is why I believe that the more the problems, the more the opportunities. The more problems you have, the more opportunities. Opportunities are wrapped up in problems. Thank you for the rose, Lincoln. Thank you. J. Clef, thank you so much. J. Clef, thank you. So you must be people-oriented. You can't be self-absorbed and invent anything. You can't be too into yourself and create any meaningful product or offer any service that will be of benefit to other people. So you must be sensitive to people's needs, and you must be sensitive to your environment. Business is deeply, deeply spiritual and psychological. It's beyond just, I'm excited, I want to, learn a skill, I want to develop a product, I want to offer a service. Yes, I feel good about it. It's beyond that. You have to study, you have to know your targets. You have to study your environment. Because if the people in your environment don't need the service you are offering or the product you are selling, there's no point. So the first stage, you must be people oriented. 2, you must focus on solving problems, because business is about solving problems. So ask yourself right now, what problems are you solving? Because the road to wealth creation is to solve problems. What problem are you solving? What problem are you solving? Because the more problems you solve, the more rewards you get. That's the way it is. The more problems you solve, the more rewards. So before you go into learning a skill on employment problems, Lincoln said he is solving unemployment problems. Okay, so your travels and tourism company is employing people. That's good. So you are solving unemployment problems. Okay. So, and that's fantastic, actually. That's really fantastic. Because before you learn any skill, it's good that you are passionate about it. But at the same time, you must learn a skill that is 21st century compliant. Are you okay? You must learn a skill that gives you a level of relevance. Because if your skill is not in tune with the times and the seasons, your product cannot be relevant in your industry. I'll recommend this book to all of you guys. The book is called Blue Ocean Strategy. Blue Ocean Strategy. I'm laying the foundation for this series called Top Paying Skills. Link concept number 2, meeting the needs of the target people in your environment. I like to recommend books during all my sessions. I'll recommend this book, Blue Ocean Strategy. I'll link you to Brothers Sleeping Brothers, but listen to this session first. Blue Ocean Strategy. Solving blacks' obsession about foreign attires and make them see the beauty in our locally made clothes. So most likely, boy Alade Rien is in the fashion industry, is in the clothing industry. So what problems are you solving? Or what problem have you identified? Because you must identify the problem first. But you don't stop at identifying the problem. You must come up with a creative solution. And then you now develop strategic marketing and advertising, channels that will help your product reach your target audience. That's very important. These are things that you must do before you launch your product. You don't just go ahead and just learn a skill or just develop a product and a service. If you do that, you are too self-absorbed. It's a narcissistic way of approaching business. People orientation must be part of the process from inception. Yes. You must have people in mind because you are trying to solve people problem. Because the people are the ones who are going to pay you. So if you are expecting to be paid by people, then people must be part of the process of developing a product, a service, learning a skill from inception to conclusion. And that takes us to a book I'm writing at the moment, which basically has a lot to do with social capital. The reason why I want to make sure I emphasize these things is because it's not enough for you to learn top paying skills. It's important for you to understand what social capital is, because it is in social capital that you have a network of the people that you can reach, who can then reach other people that you don't even have access to. People are your greatest asset. I was talking to someone today who is into, he has a product that is very, very beautiful product. He doesn't really talk much about his products. He's very active on Facebook. He's a member of a political party in Nigeria. Not necessarily a member, but he's into this partisan politics thing that drives people crazy. So he's always talking about that political party more than he talks about his own products. And he's doing that within the circle of his online social circle. Because when I say social capital, I mean offline and online. Social capital. People are your greatest asset. So the way you handle people is a reflection of how much wealth you are going to generate. The way you handle people. Self-absorbed people, go and check it. People who don't have economic power are usually self-absorbed people. They only think about themselves and their ego. Me. But people who can give up themselves, people can give up themselves, swallow their ego, are the ones who are on the path of prosperity. Because the money you are looking for is in the hands of people. Yes. The money that you are looking for is in their hand. So the way you manage people, online, offline, is very important because everybody is your potential customer. Exactly. Good evening, Eddie Jags. Everybody you meet is your potential customer. This is why, personally, I'm into real estate development and investment. I'm into education and health tourism. I'm into other things. So I know the different categories. So when I meet people, I know the category they fit into. So I have this broadcast list on my WhatsApp. I just add them to the broadcast list. So whatever updates or whatever product that we are, selling at a particular time, I put it, I broadcast it, so the person sees it. I don't promote my business on my WhatsApp story. I do it in the broadcast lists. Yes, the issue has been resolved. Thank you very much, Light. Everybody you meet is a potential customer. It's the truth. Everybody you meet is a potential customer. Whether online, whether offline, everyone you meet is a potential customer. This is why your personality matters. Learning a skill is not enough. Developing a product and a service is not enough. Developing the right personality is very, very important. And that personality, the right personality, is an integral part of the foundational stage of building a business or executing an idea. Do you have the right personality for your product? Imagine an air hostess looking so unfriendly and cursing people out. She doesn't have the right personality for that profession. So do you have the right personality for your product and your service? If you don't have, you can develop it. Nobody brought this thing from heaven. You must develop the right personality for your product. Because, can I tell you something? People don't necessarily buy products. They buy the person behind the product. People buy into brands. They don't necessarily buy products. They buy brands. It's the truth. So, what is your brand story, first and foremost? Your brand representation. What does your brand stand for? Have you been able to communicate effectively your vision, your mission to your target audience? I am launching a product. I was meant to launch the product in August, but I've moved it to November. Because the vision you are not just selling things, you are selling an idea. Listen, the people who are going to be successful in the 21st century are people who don't just see this thing, I'm selling something. You are selling an idea. That's why brand story is taking over everything now. Storytelling. You tell a story with your brand. That's why you don't joke with branding. You don't joke with branding. For instance, this is why you see a lot of people, young people. Thank you, TT Lio. They can't even spend 10,000 naira to design a good logo for a product or idea they believe in. It's the truth.
Hello.
10,000 naira is too much for them to pay a graphic artist to design a logo for an idea they claim they believe in. Because they don't want to pay the price. Thank you. Light said he has met people who actually bought his product because they appreciate the idea and the person behind it. Listen, people don't just buy products. They buy the person behind the product. They buy the idea behind the product. They buy the brand. The brand. Who is selling? Sometimes, most times, who is selling is more than what is selling. Some people don't even need it and they'll buy it because you are the one selling it. Yeah. Let's even bring it down to streets, all these women that sell things on the street. There is a particular woman that sells groundnuts, roasted groundnuts. Currently in my house, I have like 3 bottles of roasted groundnut. Do you know that whenever I pass by that place, I just want to buy groundnut from the woman, even if I don't need it, because her personality is the sweetest. A lot of people have very annoying, bad attitude, and they think they can progress. And because of the internet, if people think, yeah, I'll sell my stuff online. Okay, wait, you will see. That bad attitude will follow you to that online. So what am I saying here? Develop the right personality, the right brand, the right story for your products, for your skill, for the service that you're offering. And one thing that is very hard for us these days in this part of the world is consulting. We don't believe in consultation. I have an idea. Yeah, bro. Yeah, just do it. You launch it. You are not getting any results and you're angry. You never consulted a professional to help you put things together, because people don't just, and the competition is skyrocketing. For anything you want to go into, for any field you want to go into, any field of business you want to go into now, there are strong competition in that field. Another thing that people don't put into consideration is research. People don't research the products they are, developing. They don't research. Okay, I have a book in my library. It's called Blue Ocean Strategy. I don't know if I can find it now, but just look for Blue Ocean Strategy. Eddie says he was a victim of this. Let me write the book for you. Blue Ocean Strategy. You need to go get this book, because there is a reason some companies last for 100 years and others don't survive 5 years. There's a reason. There is a reason. There is a reason. Hello, Mr. Priest Bolaji. So before you develop a skill, before you develop a product or a service, you must first work on the foundation and building the right personality or brand is key to the progress of your skill, of your product, and your service. Especially in this age of competition. Good evening, priest. Because what is selling, who is selling, is more important than what is selling. And how you are selling is another thing. How are you selling? Because a lot of people have good products, but how they are selling that product, how they are marketing and advertising their product. If you are marketing a good product to the wrong target, to the wrong audience, you will never make anything from it. You can't market the right product to the wrong audience and then expect profit. You can't. It's like you are forcing the product on them because they are not eligible or fit for the quality of the product and service you are offering. That's why I like what Dr. Jordan B. Peterson said. He said, when you are talking to people and they're not listening to you, stop talking to them. That's what is happening to a lot of you in business. You are marketing a product to the wrong people and you are forcing them, to see the need for that product, but they will never see because they are the wrong audience. They are not the right people for your product. They are not the right people for your product. So a lot of you are marketing yourself to the wrong people. So how you are selling, because the first thing I said, what is the service or the product or the skill? You have to know it. And then the second thing is you have to develop the right personality for that product and service. And then number three, then you now have to develop, how do I market or advertise? Marketing is actually different from advertising. We'll talk about that later. How do I market and advertise this product to the right target? It's like building an expensive restaurant in Okokomaiko, where a plate of food, for people to even afford a plate of food that is just 500 naira is a problem. Then you now go and put a restaurant where your plate of food is 2,000 naira. You will not see any customer. There are businesses in this city. I know friends who own businesses in this city. Their rent for their office space is 10 million naira. Most times when you go to their office, you will not see anybody. You will just see a receptionist and see one or two. I know someone that has a luxury shop at ShopRite. They sell clothing, they sell jewelry, they sell all this, fancy burnt incense burner. They sell shoes, luxury stuff. When you go there, most times you won't see anybody. You will just see two sellers, a reception, and a manager. You are wondering, are they even selling at all? But can I tell you the truth? Some of these, my friends, they show me their monthly sales sometimes. Their monthly sales, 14 million. Then you wonder, who are the people that bought this thing? You know how they are successful? They have their target and they sell to their target. TikTok would ban me because that music doesn't have copyright. Jennifer. Hello? The music.
What did you say?
The music doesn't have, I don't have copyright for the music, so if it's here, TikTok will ban the video. This music.
Is it loud?
Very loud. Yeah, so those are the three stages. What is the product or service? What is the skill? You have to know it. 1. 2, develop the right personality or the brand. Build a brand. You must have a brand behind your product. If you want to personalize it, I said people don't just buy stuff, they buy people. People don't just buy things, they buy brands. And then 3, develop how to successfully market this product or this service or this skill to the right audience so you can generate profits. So you're not just wasting your time. Especially in the Nigerian, ecosystem where we don't have price control here. People can just, you see Coca-Cola from the Coca-Cola bottling company. They write 100 naira. People sell it 250. Nobody gives a damn. Because nobody will arrest. When you travel to organized countries, even India, there is price control on the smallest things. And that's why I tell people that there are so many opportunities in Nigeria. Learn how to take advantage of chaos. But if you are too negative, you can never do that. Thank you so much, Adeyemo. If you are too negative, you will never see the beauty in the thorn. And there are so many avenues to make money in Nigeria. That's why top skills to top paying skills. I think we should start from the streets perspective. We should start from the street perspective. Because, majority of people watching this, they are in Nigeria. Please don't forget the 3 things I've mentioned tonight. Number 1, what do you want to sell? What is the skill that you want to develop? What product, what service do you want to offer? Number 2, develop the right personality for that product. Brand. Develop a brand. Have a story. What is the story behind that product? You must be able to tell a story. Storytelling is very, very important. in marketing or advertising anything that you want to market in 21st century. And then how are you going to get this idea, this product and this service to the right audience, to the right target, to the right customers, so that you don't have a fantastic product, but you are trying to force it on people. Very important stuff here, guys. Very important stuff. You must be strategic about figuring out how to get your product. See, let me tell you something. Yeah, getting into your target audience has been the issue for you. You can send me a DM, and I'm going to help you. You can send me a DM. One of the reasons why we find it very hard to get, I followed you, so just follow me back and send me a DM. One of the reasons why it's very hard to get our product to the right people is because we are too self-absorbed. You have to give up yourself and crawl into the minds of people. Yeah, you have to be observant. That's it, that's the word. Your observational skill must be high up there. One of the ways to jump up, to boost your observational skill, is to go online. There are games called escape rooms. There are a lot of them in the Middle East, in Europe, physical escape rooms. There are physical escape rooms. I did my internship in one of them when I was schooling outside Nigeria. It's called Brainscape Games. I'm telling you, one of the ways to improve your observational skill is to play games. I'm not talking about games. Chief, good evening. You need to play chess. Please, see, some of you think that these things are just for fun. You will be shocked, I'm telling you now, that one of the ways to improve, to skyrocket your observational skill, is to play games. It's the truth. Games. You think it's for fun. The gaming industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry currently. The gaming industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry because they understand the intricacies and the importance of playing games. Thank you for the rose, my brother. So before you can get your product to the right audience, one of the things you must learn is observational skill. Now that you know you know your audience, you know who they are. Now to get it to them, who are they? Who are your audience, for instance? Are they the upper class? Are they the middle class? Are they the masses? Remember when cowbell came and they disrupted the, food industry. Pig was the king then. Poor people could not afford milk because it was pig tin milk. And cowbell came, and before they came, they studied their audience. That our audience are the masses. We're not trying to sell to rich people. No. We're trying to sell to the masses and let them know that no matter how poor you are, you can also drink milk. Powdered milk. So there's a lot of observational activities that they put into our target. They are the masses. Our targets are the people who work in bus stops and garage and even people who are at home in the villages. They want to have this feeling of, I drank tea this morning. There was a lot of study and research that they put in it. But if you are too self-absorbed, you will just think that they should buy these products. It's good now. No, that's not. Study them. There is a lot of emotions attached to buying products from people. It's the truth. You have to study this. There's a psychological aspect to these things. Psychological aspect to these things. I have told you times without number, I'm launching a product this year. And listen, if you even hear what the product is, you'll be like, why are you putting so much efforts, research in this product because it's for a particular audience. And my audience are high profile. So I have to study how do they think? How do they think? What are the things they like? So I have to give up myself and crawl into their minds. How do I feed their ego? How do I feed their sentiments? Business is actually deeply mystical. People don't know this. How do I feed their sentiments? How do I appeal to their fantasy? Yeah. You must put all those things into perspective. I hope, Adeyemo, I hope you are listening. You must put those things. There are more things I will share with you when you follow me, and then we can take it from there. So now it takes us to social capital. Because listen, guys, people are your greatest asset. Just know that now. Listen, a lot of you guys are aware that yesterday I had an accident where a tricycle ran into my car. And listen to me, if it is not that I have the gift of people, it probably would have been a major catastrophe. And then, you know how it is with these guys, that the moment something happens to one of them, they just come, and then when the incident happened, thank you, Light. When it happened and the tricycle keke guy ran into my car, in less than 5 minutes, I was dealing with like 20 of them. I was in the midst of 20 of them. And in that case, I knew that I needed to do something. Man, they para Belumi. And then somebody saw me. I said, Okafemi. Then I told them, I said, let me call the Malam at Zone E Mosque. Because I knew that he's the only one that can talk to them. Because it happened around Zone E. So I called the Malam, he came. So now the Malam came and doused and calmed the situation. Until this morning when everything was sorted out. So now for some other people, it wouldn't have been that way. They would have gone through more stress. What am I trying to say here? People are your greatest assets. Yeah. Bible says a man that needs friends must show himself friendly. Because a lot of you are wondering why nobody is buying what you are selling. You think because you have online, you can go and be selling online. Okay, no problem. Go online now. Because in the Nigerian ecosystem, if you really want to make money, you can't just depend on online. You still have to deal with human factor. And that's why it is important to learn human relations. That's why I said you must develop the right personality for your products. Because people can see you are selling food, your food is the best, but they don't go there because you have a bad attitude. And they will go to someone who is not even as good as you. So people are your greatest assets. Everybody is important. Listen, come on, man. Everybody is important. As a businessman, as someone with an idea, as someone with a product or a service, everybody is important. Listen, whenever I meet people, the first question, one of the first set of questions I ask them is, what do you do? Because I want to know how I can fit them into what I'm doing. You're a businessman. People think entrepreneurship gives you the leisure of time and laziness. Like you can do anything you want. No. As an entrepreneur, you are meant to be busier than a banker. I hope you know that. Entrepreneurship is a lifestyle. When I meet people, the first thing I ask them is, what do you do? Everyone living in my neighborhood, I know what they do. Because I speak to them like, so what do you do? Because I'm trying to see how I am doing business with some people in my neighborhood. But there are many of you watching me right now. You don't even know what your next door neighbor do. You don't even know if your next door neighbor is a serial killer. Those things don't matter to you. Because you, the people you know are enough. You can know people outside. Every human being you meet, until proven otherwise, is an asset. I hope you know that. Every human being you meet, until they prove otherwise, they are an asset. They are an asset. Every human being you meet, until they prove otherwise, they are an asset. So your social capital, when people say, what is your startup capital? And this is why I like to talk. A lot of people. Oh, okay. What is the problem, Eddie? A lot of people think that they don't have anything. Sometimes you ask people, start with what you have, and say, I don't have anything. Because they are too shallow-minded. They believe that if you don't have money, you don't have anything. That's wrong. People think if you don't have money, you don't have anything. It is a poor man's mentality. To think, then you can learn how to relate with people. Yeah, you have to learn it. These are skills. Nobody brought this thing from heaven. You have to learn it. For the sake of your business. You have to learn it. I will not be, see, listen to me. All the security guys in my neighborhood, all the gate men, they know me, I know them. They talk to me, I talk to them. When I schooled in different countries at 2 different times. There's another country, one of the schools where I schooled in Australia at some point. I schooled in Dubai at some point. When I was schooling in Dubai, there is a train station called Dubai Internet City. When you get to Dubai Internet City, you ask anybody and say, you're looking for Femi the Nigerian boy. They will bring you to my house. Because from that train station to my house, I talk to I'm not saying you should be like that. I take mine to the extreme sometimes. But you cannot be an entrepreneur and then you are, you don't talk to people, because everyone you meet, is an asset until proven otherwise. Everyone you meet. I'm telling you the truth. The reason a lot of people, they don't want to execute their ideas because they think they can't, they need money. What do you have? I don't have anything. Because they think they don't have money. Listen to me. What you need to start your business is not money. This may sound funny to a lot of people. You need an idea, 1. And then 2, you need to know who you are. Self-awareness, that's all. Business don't start with that. Because this there is something called intangible assets. What are intangible assets? Intangible assets are patience. Listen, patience. Some of you don't have money, but you have patience. Do you think patience can be bought with money? Do you go to school and they give you BSc in patience? Audacity. That's an intangible asset. Audacity. That's an intangible asset. Ability to communicate. That's an intangible asset. Yeah. You may not have money, but you have these things. There is no way you will go. See, listen to me. I know a guy. He wanted to change the way cleaning and fumigation is done. He's my friend. And he needed to speak to his prospective customers, which are, of course, hotels, businesses, facilities, and all that. He had no dime with him. This was in 2014 in Abuja. He just moved into the city and he said, I need to change how cleaning and fumigation is done. And then he stood up and he developed a proposal and he started going to different hotels. By the time he got to his 15th hotel, he already got 2 jobs. How did he do that without a dime, apart from his mobilization fee? Exactly. Study online, negotiation, study online. Listen to me, my brother. This is why I decided that there are many things I will not give to people for free, because it cost me a lot to get those things. And people don't want to go through what some of us went through, but they want to get it for free. No, you're not helping them when you do that. So back to this guy. So by the time he was on his 15th hotel, he already got 2 jobs. And one of the reasons was he had a great personality. A great personality is an intangible asset you can use to kick off your idea. A great personality is a startup capital. Don't think because you don't have money you cannot start. No, this is the problem that we have with a lot of people. A great personality is an intangible asset. And when you want to start an idea, you don't just need tangible assets, you need intangible assets. Especially if you don't have any tangible assets, then you have to depend on your intangible assets. I have seen people, who got as much as 50 million naira to start a real estate development project because of their personality, their confidence, their relational skill. Now they are big time real estate developer, but when they started they had no dime, just because they knew how to talk to people and they had a great personality and people just believed in them. It is not a magic, it is still happening. A lot of people don't want to develop these skills, but they want to do business and be an entrepreneur. It doesn't work that way. You want to have skill. Skill is not enough. You can have a top paying skill and be broke if you don't have a great personality. Even tech companies have marketing departments. Don't you know that? They strategize and re-strategize. So because people use this as I'm a tech guy, I don't have to go out and talk to people. You will be your tech guy in your room and you'll be broke. So you should not be stuck because you don't have money, because all you need to start your idea is not just money. It's not just money. There are gifts that are inside you. You have selling points those selling points, they have to do with you as a person, not your branding. It is you. There are some characters that you have they are rare. Trust is an intangible asset. Trust is an intangible asset. The first major deal I closed in real estate. If I tell you this story, many of you will not even believe. Yeah, but you can verify. I can tell you the people, you can go and verify from them. Yes, bro, we need a lot of recalibration. The first major real estate deal I closed, I used to post my properties on Nigeria Property Center, and then a woman saw it and said she wanted to see me. They just moved into Abuja, and they wanted to see the house. It's a long story, but let me just cut it short. So eventually, because I was driving them around, she and her husband and her two daughters. She's from Eritrea, the husband is from Britain, and he was UNICEF director at that time. And then I was driving them around the city to see the houses. And when they finally got the one they wanted, that period of me driving them around, they already saw something in me. I didn't know how they saw it. They were to pay 24 million naira 2 years rent. And they told me they had to leave Nigeria for vacation, but they wanted me to pay the money for them so that when they come back, they're just moving into the house. They paid the money into my account. They paid 24 million naira into my account. If it's not for the sake of privacy, I would have mentioned their names so you can know them. We are now like family. Let me tell you the truth. They paid the money into my account. I paid the owner of the property on their behalf. When they came back to Nigeria, they moved into the house. I used to go to their house. They left Nigeria. They are in Kenya at the moment. I used to go to their house every weekend, for let's drink beer, let's take coffee, let's eat chicken every Saturday evening. One day I asked the other husband, I was like, why did you pay 24 million into the account of a Nigerian boy that you don't know from anywhere? You just met him online. He said, trust. So when I saw you, I knew I could trust you. That was my first big deal. Because from that deal, they now brought another friend of theirs who was from the Belgian embassy, who also paid another money. So I took 5% from here, 5%. So my total fee from that deal was 40%. Because the owner of the property also gave me 5%. Then they gave me 10%. So it was like 30% there. But from that deal, I made like 4.55 million naira. First major deal. Based on, just because someone said, when I saw you, I knew I could trust you. Trust is an intangible asset. You can use trust to start your business, even if you don't have 1 naira in your pocket. But are you trustworthy? That's the question. Are you trustworthy? Outside Nigeria, I had friends who were not Nigeria. I had access to their credit card. That's why I know that in this life, I can never be broke. Because no matter how low I go, I'm coming back up again. And I don't need money to come back up. Because guess what? I have discovered my intangible asset. Many of you right now, you need to go and discover your intangible asset. You are too focused on money, money, money. I need money to start. And if I don't have money, I cannot start this business. No, that's not the way it works. So before we talk about top paying skills and all that, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. You like it? Your personality. And many of these things, or all the intangible assets I've discovered about myself, I didn't bring them from heaven. It's because I do a lot of self-examination. I'm always self-examining myself. That's why sometimes people think I am slow to act on some things, but it's because I'm trying to process it in my head. I process things. I am a deep thinker. So I process things a lot. Before I take an action, I have to process it and think about it. What are the possibilities? What are the things that could go wrong? What are the things that could happen? I dissect it. I go deeper until I am satisfied. Okay, yeah, now it's time to take action. And that's an intangible asset too. That's why for anything I want to do, the moment I'm ready, you say I should move, I won't move. Because I am ready and I'm not ready. Because the moment I move, I want to keep moving. I want to keep moving, no stopping. And that's an intangible asset. As a Nigerian boy, I have friends outside Nigeria who open their bedroom to me. They are not Nigerians. And even the Nigerians around were wondering, is this boy using jazz? But what did they say? We just trust him. That's it. We just trust him. Bros, just send me a message. I think this weekend is going to be very free for me because I need to relax and deal with the trauma of this incident that happened yesterday. Trust. Are you trustworthy? Can people do business with you and believe? Listen, I have done. Let me not. Let me not make it look like I'm boasting. Let me not make it look like I'm boasting. Let me deal with this internet first. I don't want it to look like I'm patronizing myself, but can I tell you the truth? I have done business with people that I have never seen them before. Right? And I've shared money with them. One of the things that I am standing on in business is trust. I don't tell people, you have to trust me. They just tell me, I just trust you. We can do business together. And same thing with my boss. I have a boss. Recently, someone paid 88 million naira into my boss's account. He doesn't know us from anywhere. My boss is a woman. The man paid 88 million naira for something that we were meant to get for him. And he said, I don't want to lose this thing, please. I'll pay this money into your account. Listen, and the money was in my boss's account. The guy doesn't know our house. Yeah? He doesn't know our office. We told him, come to the office. He said, no, we met in a hotel. And he said, I just trust you. After 2 weeks, the whole thing was getting delayed. My boss called this man and said, I would like to transfer your money back to you because I'm traveling for vacation with my daughter. When I come back, then we can continue. But we'll make sure we get this thing for you. And my boss transferred the guy's money back to him. The guy's wife said, you transferred 88 million naira to somebody, and after 2 weeks, the person transferred it back to you. You don't know the house. You didn't go to their office. And the man said, no, I'm not afraid. I trust them. Can people trust you? Because you can learn top earning skill. If you're not trustworthy, it doesn't mean anything to anybody. It's the truth. Can people trust you? Tomorrow morning, we'll continue from here. Top earning skills tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, we'll continue from here. Let me just take, I don't know if Lights wants to say something. Who is online? Okay. Anytime from 6 a.m. Anytime from 6 a.m. This is what Light is saying. He said people he has not met, they pay money for goods that has not been produced. They just trust him. When you are consistent with the things that you say, when you are consistent, they ask you this, you say it. They ask you this, you say it. Then you send a signal to them that you can be trusted. But when your words are zigzag, they just know this one, you can't trust this person. People have built an empire on trust. Please, not on money. Everything money, money, money. I beg. Money is essential. But if you don't have money as startup capital, at least have some intangible assets like good character, relational skill, trustworthiness, patience, you are hardworking, communication skill. At least you are selfless. You don't quit easily. These are intangible assets that people use. People build their business on this foundation. Tomorrow morning, we'll start top earning skills. I want to open your eyes to some of the opportunities that are available offline before we move to digital, digital space. Because listen to me, guys. One of them is: do you know how much people are making from the middleman? I'll wrap it up with this. The middleman runs the economy. Remember that. The middleman runs what? The economy. The middleman is not producing anything. The middleman. Listen, Mark Zuckerberg does not produce. Yeah, he created Facebook, but he's been running Facebook on other people's contribution. All the content on Facebook don't belong to Mark Zuckerberg. So he's the middleman between content creators and other people who wants to relate with other people and their targets. The middleman runs the economy. The middleman runs the economy. One of my friends, she's very, very big in the real estate industry in Dubai. She travels to different countries for seminars and all that. And then recently she told me she was going to Mali and Senegal to go and see if she can get some prospective investors. Talk to Marvelous to get prospective investors for his their properties in Dubai. And then she asked me, do you know anybody in Senegal or Mali? And I said, yes, not in Senegal or Mali, but I know someone who used to work with the mayor of Freetown in Sierra Leone. And he travels to Senegal and Mali a lot, so he should know people there. And I told her, and I connected both of them. And I moved on. And she told me, she called me, was it yesterday or today, and said, I am going to Senegal first in 2 weeks. I already spoke with your friend. We are meeting there. If I close any deal through your friend, we are all sharing the percentage. Listen, I didn't build any house to sell. I'm not bringing the buyer. But because I connected people, now I'm the middleman here. And because she's not a typical Nigerian, she's not even a Nigerian, she's not a Nigerian, she's from Thailand. And then she said, you are part of the sharing formula. There are lots of you that your friend connected you with a business opportunity and you did not reward your friend. That is evil. That thing is common in Nigeria. You think he connected me and I didn't do anything. Do you know what it means for someone to have contacts that can give you 100 million naira? They did something to have such people